It's almost been 5 years since the end of the Naruto manga in fall of 2014, but that hasn't stopped fans from asking, how in the world did Sasuke and Sakura end up together? Back when the Naruto manga ended with chapter 700, a lot of fans felt as if the pairings were really random and had very little foundation laid to justify each of these pairings. In fact, most of the conversations about Naruto chapter 700 were about how odd the pairings were, and they weren't focused on the glimpse at the next generation that we got in Naruto chapter 700. One of the pairings was Sakura and Sasuke, which fans hoped would be addressed alongside Naruto and Hinata in the then upcoming movie Naruto the Last. Well, as we all know, the movie only addressed the Naruto and Hinata pairing with a few retcons to the story, which can likely be placed at the feet of the shoujo writers who were hired to write the story based on Kishimoto's very rough outline that he did for the story. Well, we would have to wait almost a year until we finally began getting the answer to what caused Sasuke to fall in love with Sakura. In today's edition of Naruto 101 after Naruto Shippuden, I'm going to explain to you guys what caused Sasuke to fall in love for Sakura, and I'm also going to give you guys the scene where Sasuke actually acknowledged Sakura's feelings for him. Now, the very first sign came in the Sakura Hiden novel, where we get Sasuke initially ignoring the urge to return to Konoha in order to save Sakura, because Sasuke trusted in her power. Most importantly, Sasuke had gotten wind of the fact that Sakura had began setting up the different medical clinics inside of Konoha, as well as working to get them set up in each of the 5 great nations, with the very first of these clinics being set up in the Sand Village. This, along with the fact that Sasuke knew that Sakura was now the lead medic at Konoha's hospital and openly being acknowledged as having surpassed Tsunade, this led to him having a monologue where Sasuke briefly smiled when he referred to Sakura as someone who people could now depend on. It was only when it became clear that Sakura might very well be in danger that Sasuke returned to Konoha with the intention of stopping the Anbu, who created the Sharingan pills and tailed beast drugs, which I can cover in another video for you guys. The most potent of these drugs was being able to mimic a full Nine Tails transformation in a miniature state that at one point Kakashi called Naruto to the battlefield, and Kakashi himself stepped out of the Hokage Tower with the intention of aiding Naruto in the battle that threatened to cross over into Konoha with the potential to destroy the Hidden Leaf Village. It took a threat like this for Sasuke to return to Konoha, but when he did arrive, he watched Sakura from a distance, and he quickly realized that Sakura was gaining the upper hand against the enemy that she was fighting, who in this case was the person who partially transformed into a full Nine Tails transformation, and he quickly chose to take that moment to take out the Anbu who were escaping. Now, the reason why this is so important is that Sasuke had acknowledged Sakura as being someone who was dependable, but in this moment he began to acknowledge her strength. Sasuke wanted to revive the Uchiha clan, but instead of running and dropping a seed into every woman that he met, he valued quality over anything else. In this case, strength wasn't just about Sakura's battle power, which was immense, but it was also the strength that she had to change Sasuke himself, which is something that Sasuke himself acknowledged in the Akatsuki Hiden novel, which is set just before Sasuke returns to Konoha for the very first few years of Sarada Uchiha's life, the toddler years that Sarada didn't recall until towards the end of Naruto Gaiden. As Sasuke's walking back towards Konoha, he reflects on the journey that brought him to this very moment, from his desire to wanting revenge, to his shame at having once aligned himself with the Akatsuki, and even considering himself a former member of the group, to being stopped by Naruto at the end of the Naruto series. It's just after this reflection that Sasuke turns his thoughts to Sakura. So what I'll do for you guys now is read the passage in question, then come back to you guys with a very brief analysis, and it's here I'm gonna begin quoting. He lived alone, cut off from everything he loved, and was once considered a criminal. Sasuke Uchiha, he was his own sin. It was why he traveled alone in order to redeem himself. He needed to consider his shadow, the true purpose of it. It was why Sasuke acted in the shadows. His own crimes, they were horrible. He should have been in prison for the rest of his life. He made so many wrong choices and pushed so many away, fully expecting to be a bandit. But after Naruto Uzumaki, there was one who never gave up on. No matter how many times he was cold to this person, no matter how many times he tried to abandon her, how many times he tried to harm her, she never let go. Sakura. She dedicated her love to me. She always tried to be the spring to my darkness. Sasuke thought. End quote. Now, it's here in this moment that Sasuke, as he's returning to the Hidden Leaf Village, Sasuke has now fully accepted Sakura's love for him, referring to her as the spring sunshine to his darkness, which was something that was very poetic. But it's also really significant. Sasuke considers himself to be in the prologue as being a being who has to live inside of the darkness, and then he refers to Sakura's love as slowly eroding away at the darkness, much in the same way that sunshine slowly pushes away the darkness at light. Sasuke returned to the village to be with Sakura and his newborn, who was implied to be freshly born in another novel set before the scene. This is the moment where Sasuke's nightfall began to give way to daylight. The significant change in this is that it's a signaling of a new life for Sasuke is about to begin. It should be noted that for a very brief moment, Sakura was confirmed to be traveling with Sasuke on his redemption journey, and this scene is after his redemption journey is about to end. In Naruto Gaiden, it was stated that towards the end of Sasuke's redemption journey, Sakura gave birth to Sarada. Finally, in the epilogue for this novel, Sasuke is almost at Konoha, so close to returning home to Sakura. In the epilogue for the Sakura Hiden novel and the very first Sasuke Shinden novel, we get Sakura opening the door for Sasuke, welcoming him home, and we get Sasuke's reaction to him actually being home, feeling the embrace of Sakura, and having a place to return to. These three scenes are all interconnected, with the small moments tying together Sasuke's gradual change in affection for Sakura. Now, before we get out of here, I absolutely got to give a post notification shout out, and this week's post notification shout out is going to go to Sims117, and he says, "I love your videos, man. You're one of the best Naruto YouTubers, and I hope your channel goes places." And I gotta say, fam, thank you so much for that. I'm very flattered for just even being considered to be one of the best Naruto channels, because there are so many great content creators in our community, so it's very flattering for somebody to even say that about me. Now, with that being said, I do gotta go ahead and do the comment of the week, which is something I've gotten away from doing for really the past couple of months, and I'm about to start that back up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this week's comment of the week. So, what did you guys think about the answer to why Sasuke finally grew to love Sakura? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share, and never forget that Senju DNA is love, Senju DNA is life. Have an incredible day, guys.